Y'all listen to the Kanye album at all?
No.
Nope.
I didn't think neither of y'all did. So I'll just talk about it real quick. So he put his album out. It was called some other shit. It was called Yay before, but now I think it's called Love Everybody. He's changed the title. Whatever.
So he's changed the title post-release.
Post-release, yeah. Because that's what he does. So it's 7 songs. I don't really enjoy it too much, and I was trying to take I listened to it like maybe 2 times through when I checked out. I was trying to not listen to it through the prism of all the bullshit that he's been doing. Trying to. It was very hard to because it was only 3 weeks ago that he was on this bullshit. I haven't forgotten it all. But to me, it's all that being said, I think it's his worst album. It feels kind of not fully done.
That's what I was going to ask. Sorry to interrupt you. I was going to ask if it feels rushed because I've heard that this is a completely different album than what he was playing a month ago.
Yes. Apparently what he played for Charlemagne, when Charlemagne went to see him.
A whole different album.
No songs are the same.
Is that Poopity Scoop album on there? A song on there? And the T.I. song ain't on there?
No. Neither one of those records on there.
I think when he went quiet after all that ranting, he went back and redid it. I think Childish Gambino made him redo his whole album. I'm not even playing.
No.
I think this is America. That's when he went quiet. I think this is America made him redo shit.
Yeah. I heard he was working on an album right up to he did this big, album listening in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I guess that was last Thursday because the album came out Friday. Yeah. And I heard he was working on it like up until that. Like
I believe it.
People were flying in and he was in the studio still working.
I believe that.
So I mean,
I'm surprised he didn't pull it. I'm surprised he didn't do what he did with Life of Pablo and pull it to keep working on it, frankly.
Yeah. I mean, I think only because he's trying to keep up this release schedule of every Friday a new record.
Oh,
because
Good Friday. Yeah.
Week is supposed to be him and Kid Cudi's album. So, I mean, if you get it, if you get up for it, you should listen to it just to listen to it. But by no means am I suggesting you check it out. Like, it's not like, you got to hear this album. It's like,
I might listen to it at some point for the sake of the conversation. I was not giving that nigga no first week streams.
Yeah.
I was not going to do it.
Yeah. So I know, bro. I know you ain't really fuck with that nigga.
Yeah, fuck that nigga, man.
One last thing about it that I ain't gonna talk about this nigga again on this show ever again. Is also to think that my theory is also that he talked about in the Charlemagne shit. He talked about fear, right? Mm-hmm. And I think this is a part of it that leads to bigger things. He was on top of the pile for that run he had. Mm-hmm. Then it kind of fell apart. So then you have Drake and you have Kendrick and you have Cole, and then here come Future with his thing and whatever. And he can't get back on top of the pile.
Because he's 40.
Musically.
Right.
Just musically.
I know, because he's the old nigga. You gotta let the young kid go.
But he's not owning that. He's like, I'm supposed to be on top of the pile and I can't get up there.
Right.
On the other side, his man Virgil was really doing a lot of that creative side stuff, like all the Donda stuff and the covers. That was Virgil.
Right.
Virgil helped design those Louis sneakers and all that. I'm not saying Kanye wasn't involved. He was, but Virgil had a lot to do with that.
Right.
And now Virgil's living the fashion like that
Kanye wanted.
Yeah. So now he's like, what can I do to make some noise and turn the attention back on to me? So I'm going to do this shit because musically I know I can't beat these niggas.
And he started out with some philosophy shit, and for like the first 3 days he came back, and I think when he saw that wasn't doing enough,
then I'm a wild out.
Like, let me put up the MAGA hat.
Child.
Yeah.
He is a child.
So that's it. That might be our longest show ever.
Yeah, I think it is.
But it was a good one though.
It was about a lot of good topics. About a lot of shit.
We wrapping it up.
It's popping.
So we might as well go on in this thing with Pusha and Drake. Since we're talking all kind of Kardashian type of shit anyway. So Pusha and Drake have had a big old rap battle beef that escalated from this weekend past, which is great because of Memorial Day weekend. Pusha's album came out Friday, so he's getting a nice boost from it. Pusha said some shit on a song on his album called Infrared about Drake not writing his own rhymes and so on and so forth. Drake responded with a song on Friday called Druppy Freestyle, where he goes at Pusha for being a fake-ass drug dealer, and he goes at Kanye for a lot of shit. and kind of validates his writing by saying, "How can you say I don't write my own shit when I wrote for your man?" You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, so he kind of squashed that, but in that song,
but also admitting that he doesn't write for his shit and throwing Quentin, the ghostwriter, like completely, like, I basically took this nigga out of Kroger and gave him an opportunity type shit.
Yeah, well, he kind of did.
Which Quentin had to drop the track today.
Yeah, because Quentin is basically like, damn, I was just minding my business.
Like, nigga, I was just over here chilling. Like,
exactly. So that happened, and then in that song, Drake mentioned Virginia Williams, who I guess is Pusha's now fiance, I guess.
Fiance, yeah.
And that caused Pusha a lot of angst. So he came with his song called "The Son of Adidon," which is allegedly supposed to be Drake's line through Adidas, and his alleged son's name is Adonis.
Adonis, yeah.
Yeah, so he claims it's a combination of the two, and Pusha on this record goes ham about
everything.
About Drake's dad being on the ground, about Drake's mom never being married again, about 40, Drake's producer, having MS and being on the clock to die, about just a lot of harsh topics. So what do we think about this?
I think that Drake's form of Drake's Druppy freestyle started a whole conversation on the timeline between old head rap purists and newer rap fans about the whole ghostwriter topic, right? Because obviously for us old niggas, any admission of ghostwriting whatsoever invalidates you as an MC. But my argument was Drake ain't an MC. Like, he's never been like a really hard-hitting lyrical dude. The nigga raps in fucking memes and subtweets. But he is a social media rapper. He's a good artist. We know he has a pen because he's written for other people, not just in hip hop. Like he wrote Unthinkable with Alicia and Carrie Keys. So we know he has a pen game, and we know he knows how to connect to his artists, and we know he knows how to paint a picture, but his shit ain't really deep, and it's not really super clever, and it's not really super witty. It's just very relevant. So he's kind of like, I likened him to a LL in the 90s where like, he's...
don't talk about LL now, bro.
No, I love LL.
You'll get blood pressure.
Wait, I love LL.
You talk about no Tide now.
But y'all know I love LL. But I likened him to LL because LL was rapping for ladies and for niggas trying to get ladies. But then if you pushed him, he'd pull it out. Now, LL started as a B-boy.
Pause.
Okay, fine. Now, LL started as a B-boy, and he started as more of a hardcore rapper, but that was the 80s when everybody did that shit, right? But anyway, back to Drake. So I don't really have a problem with Quentin wrote for Drake, didn't write for Drake, because by some of these people's standards, a lot of these rappers have ghostwriters, and I think we talked about this before, actually, on the show. A lot of these rappers have ghostwriters by these people's standards, where they're basically like, anybody who wrote a lyric for you is a ghostwriter. That's not really a fair assessment. But all that said, Drake's shit, even his shit was meek. It's kind of lighthearted, right? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna take some jabs at you, but I'm gonna throw some memes up. It's gonna be some wordplay. It's gonna be some whatever. But he ain't really hitting niggas in the chest. Like, yes, he brought the fiance up, but that wasn't really hard hitting. Pusha came back with like some super ugly ether era ass nastiness that we really haven't seen in hip hop disses in at least 15 years. Like, we really haven't seen this level of absolutely nothing's not on the table. And I don't really, like, Drake's career is going to be fine. He ain't going to take a hit, but I don't know how he comes back from this because he doesn't have it in him lyrically to respond to this. He doesn't.
Well, I don't agree with that. I think he definitely has it in him lyrically to respond. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what he's going to say. I just know that whenever he's presented with these situations up to this point, and it could change, but up to this point, he hasn't lost.
But when has it been this ugly?
No, never been this harsh. It's never been this harsh. But also, him and his squad are pretty shrewd. So I think that they knew that, of course, they didn't know what Pusha was going to say, but they knew mentioning Pusha's girl was going to really get under Pusha's skin. I'm not saying he didn't know that he was going to come back to talk about his mom or not, but he knew it was going to cause something. I feel like he's almost baited him in, like, okay. Now all cards are really on the table now. Like Pusha saying all cards on the table, but it's like but Pusha, that goes both ways.
But what else is there to even say about Push though? I
have no idea.
That's my point. I just don't see.
But what do people think there was to say about Meek? Nobody really thought there was anything to really say about him too.
But the thing about Meek wasn't really so much what Drake said. It was how Drake said it, and it was the fact that you could find memes and all that other shit to support it. Like basically, he was calling Meek a loser, and Meek already had a bunch of people that didn't really like him anyway. Push has harder core fans than Meek, and Push is more established than Meek. Like Push has been in this longer than Drake, and I don't think you can really discount the fact that Push is seen out here as like a really established lyricist. You know, some people think he's one of the best that are still around, so you can't discount the weight of that. Like people aren't going to be as quick to abandon ship as they were with Meek.
Yeah, no. I don't think anybody's going to abandon Pusha's ship. I think the Pusha fans are who they are, and they're not going to leave him. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think that it's going to be like, oh, it's over now. To me, one of the interesting things about the Pusha diss was it really showed me how much him and Kanye like damn near hate Drake, and he's under their skin because it was such a venomous comeback. It was almost like they was in the room like, yeah, fuck that nigga. Talk about his moms. Talk about 42. Fuck that nigga too. Like it's like a hate-filled diss. It's like when Pac went at Biggie would hit him up. It was like hate-filled. It was like, that's why it was so harsh. He was like, oh, you really hate this nigga. Like, damn, son, like you hate him. Like
they wasn't about
you talking about fucking his wife and like you really hate him. It ain't
right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of interesting to me. But you know, what do you think, bro?
I mean, listen, I thought it was all everything was fair game. You know what I'm saying? Like Pusha, you know, he mentioned his old lady, man. You can't mention nobody old lady, bro, and not think think it was gonna be all good. I mean, the game is the game. You know, niggas hit you under the belt. I mean, you win the game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't really have much more to say about that. I mean, if Drake responds, great. We can get a hot little summer of some back and forth. Hopefully, it just stays with that. I definitely don't think Drake want that smoke. In real life.
Nope.
So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it'll be. And I think it's kind of cool, like the same way for a very long time, people in the NBA were saying, you know, I hate, to see the guys, they're so friendly. Right. And it was kind of like that way in rap, you know what I'm saying, for a while. And that's kind of why we get excited when we actually like, oh, these niggas really don't like each other.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Like the pop stuff was crazy.
Yeah.
Called the monkey suit dentist. Like, wow.
Yeah.
And I mean, I thought the only thing where he was like habitually line steppers was with the 40 situation.
Which is horrible.
I thought that was like, all right, bro. Like, but I think look, man. It's collateral damage, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's collateral damage. And it's also on a bigger picture. I don't know. Again, I'm not the term is right, so I don't know if his desperation is the right term. But like between this heinous, this harsh rebuttal, and again, all fair and rap beef, and the Whitney album cover, it just feels like Kanye's directing a lot of this. Because Kanye's trying to do anything he can do to get attention off of this guy that he cannot get off the pedestal. So he's like, let's do the album cover. Like, let's do this crazy, answer to the response. Like, let's do anything to get the attention on us because I can't beat this nigga.
Right.
He's been running for 10 years and it ain't slowing down. He held Hov back. He held me back. You're like, I can't beat this nigga. Like, so what can we do? Yo, let's do Whitney's album. It feels kind of a bit reckless. That's what the word I'm looking for. It feels a bit reckless.
I feel like
Push is being kind of pulled by Kanye to be reckless.
I feel like that response was all Push. I don't feel like that was Ye. The album cover was Ye and whatever, but I feel like that response I don't think Push needed any push pun intended, for that shit, because Pusha's a nasty nigga. Like, this is how the fuck he raps. Like, nigga been rapping about coke for 20 years. What the fuck? You know what I mean? So it's like, this is what I would love to see happen, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Drake will try a little bit of a comeback, which just cannot possibly be as ugly as this shit, because you bring it up secret babies and all this other stuff. And Push come back and put Malice on a track. And then it's all over. Then everybody goes home and that's it. It's done. It's a wrap. Because you can't do nothing after that.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how it ends. I mean, Kanye's album is allegedly coming out tomorrow night, Friday, and we'll see if there's something about Drake on there. And then Drake's album is scheduled to come out in the next couple of weeks, I believe. So I don't know if we're gonna get a separate song previous to that, or we're gonna wait till Drake's album comes out. And I think my thing would be Drake just to make a smash. You know what I'm saying? Say a couple things in the smash, but just make a smash as opposed to another diss track. Just make a hit record, because them niggas can't do that.
Yeah,
they can't make the hit record.
Some back-to-back shit ain't gonna work on this.
Yeah, just make a smash. Make a smash. Say a couple of little slick things in the smash. But if you make another, Nights for What, or God,
he can make a jingling, baby.
Yeah, it's over then. Then it's done. It's like what do you say? So. I don't know. Yeah, but it's just good. It's interesting for hip hop. It's interesting to see how it's unfolding. It's it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really it. I think we could
tell you what shit. Yeah.
And now you niggas are out here staunchly defending him, and it's mind blowing. And listen, what I realize is that a lot of niggas are awful.
Well, also
let's just morph this into Kanye, because we got to wrap up in a minute. So,
and Kanye's is different because Kanye's transgression. No, this is why I'm saying Kanye's is different, because somebody was making this argument with me, like, if you want to give up everybody and the artists who have stuff to atone for, you got to talk about Marvin and James Brown. No, they did shit way worse than Kanye. And I was like, first of all, it's different. Y'all gotta stop putting this shit on a sliding scale of awfulness, because anytime I hear that argument, it seems to be to take heat off of the person in question. Mm-hmm. Kanye shit is not, he was fucking up women or assaulting people or whatever. But the difference is one thing to address what an artist does in their personal life that conflicts what you think of them, with what you know of their persona, right? Mm-hmm. It's another thing when the transgression is actually against the fans, because the fucked up shit that you're doing in the name of your art. Yep. To me, if you want to actually talk about judging an artist, that's a heavier line on which to judge an artist. This has nothing to do about, like, we're judging R. Kelly and Cosby for who they are as people, and we have to make a decision on what we're gonna do with their art in that light. But Kanye is bringing it into the art. Mm-hmm. Like, Kanye is doing this as an artist in the name of his music, in the name of his art, in the name of his fame, and and he is betraying his fans. Like, he's fucking with y'all.
Yep. And
you know what I mean?
There's a couple of things about this Kanye shit just be blowing my mind when I'm hearing and reading niggas. First of all, I'm tired of niggas trying to say he's our Michael Jackson. No, he's not. He's not.
He's just troubled. That's the only similarity.
That's fucking retarded to say. That's stupid. Right. That's actually fucking stupid.
Right.
Like, that's just dumb. I'm not even gonna get into why that's fucking dumb. If you don't understand why that's dumb, then fuck you too. Number one. Number two, this nigga put a Confederate flag on his tour merch in 2013.
To be provocative.
5 years ago.
To be provocative.
But was it provocative, or was it he kind of feel that way?
Well, that too.
As I'm saying, like, now, in 2017, he couldn't wait to go see Donald Trump.
Right.
And everybody keeps trying to make this excuse, and obviously not what he's doing now. And everybody keeps trying to make this excuse about, he's not on meds, he's not mentally fit.
It's got nothing to do with it anymore.
His own fucking wife said,
he's fine.
Don't call him mentally. He's not mentally unfit. He's not mentally unfit. He knows exactly what he's doing. This is how he feels. I'm sorry, y'all. He's not the nigga from College Dropout.
He's not. That nigga been gone for 8 years. And I saw a conversation which makes a lot of sense, that the Kanye that we all miss is actually Ron Fest and Consequence.
Yeah,
which is a whole nother conversation, right?
I mean, yesterday was a traumatic experience with the way his mom died and how he lost his mom, and I'm not on any level trying to like downplay that or like make that like a lesser than horrible experience that it was. I get it, but
the nigga's far removed.
It's not just about his mom. It's this nigga feels this way. These are the comments, when he talks about it, you can tell these are the conversations he's having all the time. The difference is, let me say, the difference is, and T.I. said this on the Breakfast Club, and I said this without even knowing, when I saw him in that room with Tip, and they were talking, I paid attention to Tip, but what I really paid attention to was who else was in that room.
Right.
And it was a bunch of 20-something-year-olds in that room who are not challenging him on any level.
Because they think he's a genius.
And Tip said that, he said, yo, the problem, one of the main problems with this guy is, besides the fact that he don't read and none of that, is that he says this shit, and there's no one around him to be like, fam, what the fuck
what are you talking about? Yeah.
What the fuck is you talking about? Niggas just like, yo, word, yeah,
that's deep. That's real. So smart.
Real. So now he's come out of onto social media again, spouting this shit. But I promise you, these conversations ain't just start. And I said something to somebody today. I'm gonna leave her nameless because I like her, even though we totally disagreed on this. She's like, oh, he's mentally unfit and blah blah blah. He's off his meds. I said, so what you think? If he starts taking these quote unquote meds today, he's gonna just say, oh, I didn't mean anything I said.
Right.
Fuck no. He's going to say, yeah, I meant everything I said.
He did. So Kanye was off his meds a year ago when he was doing his shit on the tour and all that other stuff, right?
Yeah, with opioids and all that.
And the behavior is different because nothing that Kanye is doing right now is manic.
He's not manic.
None of it is manic. That shit was manic.
Yeah.
Nothing that he's doing now is manic. That nigga is fine. He's as fine as we're going to see him again. Yeah. Because he has put himself into a bubble. He has no sense of actual reality as a black person or as a normal person. Because all he's been around is a bunch of rich-ass motherfuckers. Like, uber rich. Like, I don't know how anybody can live within the Kardashian family. And I'm not blaming them, but I'm just saying it's a very specific type of lifestyle. And none of his hip-hop friends fuck with him anymore. They don't. Even people like, oh, but John only fucks with gay because of Chrissy and Kim. You know what I mean? And it's like, none of his friends, he doesn't have any friends. He has these 20-something-year-olds. And it's funny that you say that because some dude hit me on Twitter and he was like, you're 40 plus. I know you weren't listening to Jesus. I said, Kanye is 40 years old. Y'all are fucking stupid.
That's what I was going to say.
Y'all think he's your
like
peer.
This nigga's 23. He's not a
because
child.
He acts like he's 40. Fucking 40. What is wrong with you? Kanye is 40. He's a grown-ass goddamn man. And the thing about it is, I don't even know if this is the way Kanye feels. I just think Kanye likes to hear himself talk. And these are the things that he's gotten traction from in his own little circles, right? Because on some free thinking shit. But like the Trump shit, Kanye is so butt ass hurt still that the first black president from Chicago did not embrace his ass. He just wants to be, a lot of this with Kanye, he's so concerned with the outward gaze. He just wants to be accepted by certain places. So what he does is he hits us, the black people, with the, yo, you know, I'm just a genius, I gotta be creative, whatever, so that we give him a pass for all the pandering he's doing to the white people. Because all of this shit is about the white people.
Because whenever he names his heroes, it's white men. Like you said this
like
before.
Steve
it's
and
Disney.
Steve Jobs.
It's Steve Jobs. It's Elon Musk. Yeah. It's, you know, some famous designer. It's never no black. Ain't no Quincy Jones. Ain't no motherfucking Earl who used to cut my hair.
Yeah, it's all about power and prestige.
But from the white man perspective. Because black men have power and prestige too, not as much as the white guy, but, you know, in the world. But they still have plenty. But he don't. That don't count to him.
He's trying. So this is all about the white gaze for Kanye. And now there's also this theory, like when Van from TMZ was reading this nigga the other day, you actually could see, somebody said it was like somebody hit him with the get out flash for a second. You could see in this nigga's face, he knows he's talking shit. He knows. Like when Van was like, nigga, I'm disappointed in you. Like, you're rich. You can leave and go do whatever you're doing. The rest of us are really in this. Like, you could see on Kanye's face, like, yo, this nigga's right. Because he didn't expect a real black person to come at him, especially not at TMZ.
Well, he's never heard that.
He hasn't in a long time.
He's never heard that.
Yeah.
No, he's never heard that. Because Kanye is one of those guys who has often been indulged.
Yeah.
And every
like
stage,
just let Kanye be Kanye.
Yeah. From the way his mom raised him.
For every stage of his life, his every whim, his every desire, his every wish has been indulged.
Right.
He's been given the ability to do that. And so he thinks that he's not wrong in any capacity, in any way. He is telling us that these fashions are great. And that shit is garbage. And I'm almost positive Adidas is hemorrhaging money on that deal, right? Like, but aside from that, you know, Kanye is, you know, he's just not smart. He's really a dumb dude.
But he thinks he's very smart.
And yeah, because when you live in an isolated world,
right,
and you live in this space where, again, you're completely indulged, because I'm sure Kim does everything to make sure his day goes fine,
right,
and everyone in that house everything is about don't upset Kanye.
Right.
I'm positive that's how they live in that house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when I watch him and I watch that interaction with him and Van, like, the dude is just like, he goes into this space where I think you want to fight me. You know why he says that? Because it's been so long since someone has talked to him that way.
For real.
Yes. He again takes that anger.
Yeah.
And he couldn't even see that. He couldn't even process that was not about any sort of interaction of violence.
Right.
Yeah. That was somebody who was probably a fan at one point, and really is disappointed that you've taken this stance. And again, man, he doesn't even.
And he made it personal.
Yeah, and it's like,
I'm sorry,
dude,
I hurt you.
Dude is going, that's therapy shit.
Yeah.
That shit you hear.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I hurt you. He's a manipulative dickhead.
Yeah.
And yo, man, there was one time, and I don't know if I told this story here. We were at a party in Miami. He was there. We were doing a video for someone, and they were trying to get all of the artists to just say something quick on the video. And they asked him to just do a quick video, literally a quick video. Everybody else did it.
Right.
The nigga said, yo, I need to get deodorant before I do the video.
Right.
Nigga,
like,
we're in Miami.
Yeah.
It's like fucking.
And nobody can smell.
It's like 1 a.m. My nigga.
Yeah.
Like yo. And what's crazy is this was an intern, like, at the time, who was gathering the video. So of course, as an intern, it's Kanye.
You're not gonna flex up. Yeah.
He's fucking running around like a chicken with his head cut off,
trying
to find fucking deodorant. Right. Which was just he didn't want to do it.
Right.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the dude is just he's not this incredible savant. He's not. He locks into. But the
kids think he is,
because he locks into. The same way he did with music and the same way he did with fashion is the same thing he's doing right now with politics. He does not seem to have a broad understanding of multiple things.
Right.
He locks into a thing.
Right.
And hyper focuses on it, and then when he is accepted, right, it's boring to him.
Right. Well, the other thing is, we're at this stage now, and Kanye is way too old for this, but these kids who revere Kanye, well, there's two things. First of all, there's a difference between the stan culture and just being a genuine fan. And when you're a stan, like, God forbid you admit that the person you're a fan of actually can be wrong. But there's like 20-year-olds uniquely, and I know not all, but like they seem to, for the most part, uniquely lack the ability to have critical thought. Right? So you give them something. If they like it, they run with it. If they don't like it, they reject it. And that's what Kanye's doing. Kanye's spouting a lot of stuff without actually taking time to look through it, turn it over, compare and contrast it, research it. Like, there's no critical thought here. You're just spewing just word vomit, really. But these other kids who they're grabbing something. And the other thing is that this lack of critical thought has somehow turned into, if I'm saying something different than what everybody else says, I must be right. Yeah. It must be revolutionary.
Kanye should have he has a difference of opinion. It's not the fact that he has a difference of opinion. It's what his opinion is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Wrong. It's fucking dumb, and it's uninformed and uneducated. It's not about the difference of opinion. There's black Republicans I'm sure I can sit down with today, and we'll have differences of opinion, but might have a decent conversation about why you feel how you feel.
And also, every opinion ain't valid. I don't know who told these motherfuckers every opinion is valid. Every opinion ain't. You have the right to your opinion, and I have the right to tell you that your opinion is valid.
This is the perfect combination of having a kid who had been indulged his entire life, right, and being self-absorbed, having the generation of fans that is the most self-absorbed, the most entitled, and the most group that they are, like, it's weird because if you've ever seen a 20-something-year-old get thrown like a left or something like that, like if they're thrown off,
they
whatever
don't know, they're like a deer in headlights.
They are fucked up.
Yeah,
it's like system short.
It is like wild to watch. They have the ability to adjust, the ability to sort of figure something out. It's like if you giving them the test, then you better let them have an open book test.
Right.
If not, they gonna fucking melt down.
Right.
And these are his fans. These are the people that are. And what is scary is that these are also kids who have the ability to vote, who have the ability to change the tide, and he is absolutely giving them wrong, false information. Right. It is mind-blowing, man.
Like I said something about how Kanye's art, how Kanye been gone for 8 years, and I was like, and also the art ain't been good for 8 years, and this kid was like, you can't say what's good art and what's not. I said, of course I can. Why can't I?
Yeah.
I can absolutely can. He was like, I was like, shit, it's not, people been criticizing art since art was art. The fuck you talking about?
And I believe the niggas also just telling lies because he said more than one time that his Yeezy company is going to have 160 employees and is going to gross $1 billion. $1 billion.
He just be talking.
I said, nigga, you're selling sneakers.
He's just talking.
That's really it because the clothes ain't selling.
And you're selling it through Adidas.
And you're selling through Adidas and all the Yeezy shoes are done in limited supplies.
Right.
It ain't like Jordan's Air Force Ones where they're in fucking Jimmy Jacks. Yeah. So $1 billion doing what, my nigga? Like 160 employees. Like that's.
He must be talking with LeVar Ball.
He fucking doing vision board. He's doing his vision board. Okay, so now there's this theory that this whole shit is some Andy Kaufman-esque shit.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it. I will say this. It can seem likely for Kanye the way they broke it down, and I could see Kanye thinking it's some fly shit to do that and thinking that he's really about to change some shit and change the conversation by doing this. But even if it is that, which it probably is not, but even if it is, because I don't think Kanye is that self-aware. Even if it is that, it's still wildly dangerous, wildly irresponsible, and really short-sighted in the name of art, because the man just has no idea what it is being black in this shit right now. I really do not think he understands how high the stakes are and how much he's fucking with shit. I really don't think he
doesn't, because again, he lives a world of isolation.
Yeah.
He does not have to do or have to deal with every regular people's shit.
No.
And again, my Greens comment was always an analogy about being tethered.
Yeah. He's
to your folks.
He's
untethered. The nigga has no connection. That nigga ain't going to the barber shop. That nigga, you know what I'm saying? That nigga ain't doing no regular nigga shit. Yeah.
And him and Trump actually speak the same language.
No, they do. They're the same person.
They're the same fucking person.
One last thing about it that I ain't going to talk about this nigga again on this show ever again. Is also to think that my theory is also that he talked about in the Charlemagne shit, he talked about fear, right? And I think this is a part of it that leads to bigger things. He was on top of the pile for that run he had. Then it kind of fell apart. So then you have Drake and you have Kendrick and you have Cole, and then here come Future with his thing and whatever. And he can't get back on top of the pile.
Because he's 40.
Musically.
Right.
Just musically.
I know, because he's the old nigga. You gotta let the young kids
But
go.
he's not owning that. He's like, I'm supposed to be on top of the pile and I can't get up there.
Right.
On the other side, his man Virgil was really doing a lot of that creative side stuff, like all the Donda stuff and the covers. That was Virgil.
Right.
Virgil helped design those Louis sneakers and all that. I'm not saying Kanye wasn't involved. He was, but Virgil had a lot to do with that.
Right.
And now Virgil's living the fashion like that
Kanye wanted.
Yeah. So now he's like, what can I do to make some noise and turn attention back onto me? So I'm going to do this shit because musically I know I can't beat these niggas.
And he started out with some philosophy shit, and for like the first 3 days he came back, and I think when he saw that wasn't doing enough,
then I'm a wild out.
Like, let me put up the MAGA hat.
Child.
Yeah,
he is a child.
So that's it. That might be our longest show ever.
Yeah, I think it is.
Be.
But it was a good one though.
It was about a lot of good topics. We talked about a lot of shit.
We wrapping it up.